So looking back at my ministry story, this year, August, I'll be with Every Nation for 5 years. And thinking back in total, my ministry experience will be about 9 years at the end of this year. And it's quite an amazing experience. But my journey started out by working for a church and receiving a full-time salary for 3.5 years. And after that 3.5 years, I had this call in my life that I really want to go to a church that is more missional in their thinking. And I started phoning around, started having a few good coffees with a lot of the pastors in some of the, let's say, biggest churches in our city and in the country. And I remember phoning Mauritz, and I didn't at the time know that he was part of Every Nation. To be honest, I didn't know Every Nation that well at the time. And we had a good coffee, and at the end of this conversation, basically, he said to me that, no, I really want you to join Every Nation. It will be great, because he was my youth pastor, and it was just a good feeling to know that we will be able to reunite once again. And long story short is, I remember asking him this, I would say, it's a cocky question, and saying that, what do you offer? What's your offer? What's the offer that's on the table for me to come to this church? Because it's all I had in my mind. I worked for a salary at that time for 3.5 years, having a set salary. And I remember his answer so clearly. He said, yeah, we don't offer you anything. And I was like, no, Mauritz, I don't think you understand where I'm coming from. I receive a salary for being at the church. And then he started explaining what ministry partnership is, and what an incredible experience. But also in this chat, I realized that God could take me through it, because you obviously have this two separate things that's going on in your heart. The one side is doubt and fear. The other side is, yes, I do have faith. If I need to go raise ministry partners, then I will, and I will go along that route. And as I was talking to a bunch of my leaders, even my family members, they were like, no, why would you want to move to a church where you need to raise ministry partnerships? And, in their head, it was also something like, now you have to go and beg for money, and what's the purpose in that? And I remember God saying clearly, now, just to give some context, at that time I already had 2 offers on the table from churches that wanted me to be their youth pastor. And I remember God saying so clearly to me, Mauritz, I'm not going to put you in a comfort zone ever again. I want to stretch you. I want to do something in your heart to draw out the passion that I've installed into you. And in that moment, it was so clear that I needed to join Every Nation. And I said to God, okay, I still have bills to pay, I still have things to do, and the reality is I know when my last salary is going to come in, so I need to start raising ministry partners as soon as possible. And I put something in my head that I said, I need 2 weeks. That's what I need. And in 2 weeks, I need to be in 100%. And I really trusted God for that to come through. And it was so amazing how God just opened up doors, one after the other. And people started partnering with me. People in other cities started phoning me and said, listen, Mauritz, I hear you are raising ministry partners to go into full-time ministry in a missional context. And we would just love to partner with you. And people started phoning me to start partnering with me. And 2 weeks later, I was at the 100% goal. And then it was only then that I said, okay, God, I'm sorry that for even one moment, I didn't trust that you are the author of my life, and that I didn't give that passion that I had in my heart totally over to you. And in that moment, I knew God was part of it. And 5 years later, I'm still on ministry partnership, and I honor God for what He's been doing in and through my life.